Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to New Delhi for the Hero Junior World Cup. And it's day one of the competition. We have 16 teams playing 44 games over 9 days to decide who will become the 2013 Hero Hockey Junior World Cup champion. And our first match for you on day one is this Group B clash between Australia and Argentina, the champions of Oceania up against the champions of the Americas. And both sides now led out onto the pitch by the two umpires. Australia, champions once before in 1997 in Milton Keynes in London. Argentina, well, they were champions 8 years ago in 2005 in Rotterdam. The team they beat on that occasion was Australia 2-1. Flags flying at half-mast here at the stadium in respect to Nelson Mandela, who sadly passed away today. And now with both sides out on the park, we'll have the national anthems of both teams, starting with that of Australia. So both sides looking very pumped up for this one. I mentioned Argentina's victory in this competition 8 years ago, beating Australia. The scoreline 2-1. The winning goal came from a penalty corner that was taken after the full-time hooter had sounded. So a memorable match for Argentina back in Rotterdam 8 years ago. But this is obviously a very different kettle of fish. Let's have a look at the two lineups, starting with that of Australia. Keep your eyes peeled for number 3, Cameron Joyce at penalty corners. Also Jeremy Hayward, number 32, will be in attendance at the top of the circle. Number 23, Daniel Bill, the skipper, the only member of the Boroughs that has played for the senior side. And they are coached by former Kookaburra Paul Godoyne. And there is Paul Godoyne, 2 times an Olympic Games bronze medalist in 1996 and in 2000, won the Champions Trophy with Australia in 1999 as well. As for Argentina, well, look out for their skipper, number 2, Gonzalo Payat. He is a short corner specialist. He stood out in the Senior Pan American Cup final against Canada, scored all 4 of Argentina's goals in that competition. He scored 15 times in the Junior Pan American Cup. He really is lethal from the set piece. And they are coached by Carlos Pinheiro, who played at the 88 and 92 Olympic Games, silver medalist at the 87 Pan American Games and a gold medalist at the 91 Pan American Games. It'll be Australia in their green and gold strip that will be getting this match underway, attacking the goal to our left. The 2 umpires for this match come from New Zealand and Germany. Gareth Greenfield from New Zealand and Mike Gerwig from Germany. Up in the video umpires box is Bruce Bale of England, and we are set and ready to go in this Pool B match. Just waiting for the nod from the technical bench. And then we will be off and going, and it's nervous times these when you think everyone's ready, they think the whistle's going to go, and then suddenly there's a 30-40 second delay, and all that build up, all that tension just suddenly dissipates a little, and you've got to keep the concentration and start strongly. The name of the game in this competition: finish in the top 2 in your pool, qualify for the quarterfinals, and go from there. And to do that well, a win in the first game is key. And here we go, Australia attacking the goal to our left, and I'm delighted to say that joining me in the commentary box, 2 times former India coach Cedric D'Souza. Cedric, fascinating competition in front of us over the next 9 days, and we're starting with a fascinating game between these 2 teams.
You know, there's history tells us about these 2 teams coming up into the final. Also in the in the previous competition of the Junior World Cup, there was a great fight between both teams. And you know, let's look at both teams. I'll just give you the strengths of Australia. They play a very fast game. They have the strength on the ball, and they change attack into defense into attack in a jiffy. As far as Argentina is concerned, they're very good in the defensive style. They hold on and play on the break, and they're looking for penalty corners because they are lethal in that situation.
Yeah, Gonzalo Paya, we mentioned already, he's a man that you were trying to get the services of at the upcoming Hockey India League, coach of the Delhi Wave Riders, but you fell just short.
Well, I did fall short, and you know, no excuses. We still got to win that tournament.
Well, this stadium, of course, bears good memories for Australian hockey fans. The Kookaburras won the World Cup and the Commonwealth Games here in 2010. And their junior side add to that tally of competitions won here in the Indian capital. It's Argentina who are looking to get the first real attack of this game, and they have the free hit just outside the Australia circle. Here is the captain, Gonzalo Payat. Tries to rifle it into that right-hand corner, but the angle of the pass was enough for the Australia defence to cut it out, and here they come now. Spreading it to the right is Gilmore. And then drop it back out. This is Hayward. Has a little look up. No real pass, and he tries to squeeze it through, and it gets the deflection off Hakim Treza, and Australia have the hit on the far side, which they take quickly into the circle now, twisting and turning, and the ball comes free, but the keeper comes out and makes a save, and it's a long corner.
Well, a nice movement by Australia, you know, trying to find a foot in the circle, went down to the baseline, and a great, if you look at the last movement, a great deflection save by Monza for Argentina.
That was a vital touch. Ball's come in, a little high, yeah, too high for the umpire's liking. Ball in from Kane Postlett, looking for Gilmore. Well, we mentioned Gonzalo Payat's strength from penalty corners, and it was pretty obvious to see, wasn't it, when they did the toss just down in front of us, why he's so lethal. His forearms are like tree trunks, aren't they?
Well, he's a huge lad for a youngster of 20 years old in terms of his muscular strength.
Australia have the free hit inside that 25. Ball up the line, fails to find Tyler Cowley. So Argentina have possession. Fletcher to take. And ball in field, it's mistrapped, comes up off the stick. But Argentina get the hit for a stick above the shoulder. Manya feeds it in. That's a lovely turn from Cicelo. With his ball forward, couldn't find a player in blue and white, but a beautiful turn under pressure.
Fantastic turn, and he played a penetrative long pass into the circle. Unfortunately, none of his strikers were there into a position to receive that ball. Just crossed the midline and then threw a long pass right into the circle.
Here it is again. Patience under pressure. Now Australia have it. This is Wotherspoon looking for the return pass, but it's cut out by Sacchetti. Sacchetti over the halfway line. Combination of tackles, but illegal tackles, and then just touched away by Matthew Dawson. He'll have to be careful. Has to leave the ball. Discipline will be key in these games, won't it?
I think the umpires are going to be very strong about the playing the ball after the whistle. The important thing, as you just said, is the discipline on the ground, and especially at this level where the youngsters are going to come into the senior team in the near future. They have to have discipline all the way through. On the pitch, in terms of their discipline, in terms of their game plan, in terms of following the coach's plan, as well as playing to the whistle.
Tentative opening to this one, 6 minutes gone. Still Australia 0, Argentina 0. Referral system in place in this competition, hence the 2 green dots top of your screen next to the country codes. Each team with 1 referral per match. You can refer as many times as you like, so long as you always get it right, as a threatening passage of play for Australia ends with a good tackle from Argentina, and they turn defence into attack very quickly, like Cedric said.
They're very good on playing on the break. You see that half a chance, and their counters are brilliant. But a great interception by the Australian defence there.
Yeah, just finish off the referrals. You can refer as many times as you like until you get it wrong, and then you lose your referral. That green dot will turn to red, and well, then you just have to abide by the umpire's decision from there on in. The ball in is from Tottenzoni. Argentina have the free hit, and mass substitutions for Enero and his team. That's gone over the back line. That's well spotted by Mike Herwig down that right-hand side.
But both teams are trying to use the width of the pitch, and stretch the defense as much as possible. We aren't seeing any constructive movements as such so far. Just a kind of sporadic play by Australia in the last quarter, and Argentina playing on the break. But there's no concerted moves in terms of proper build-up.
Argentina get away with that ball out of defence. It's almost picked out by Posselt, and then Argentina into the circle with good defensive work. Clears the danger for the time being. As Noblet passes it forward to Hammond. Hammond wins the free hit, which is going to be taken down below us by Robert Bell. Kershaw out to that far right-hand side where Dawson just about keeps it in. Is a foot short, yes it was. Australia free hit right on that 25. Dawson will take. Noblet has a little look up, has Bell to his left, decides to go the other way to Kershaw, his defensive partner. And not enough space given. Pretty good temperature for playing hockey, early to mid-20s.
It's great, and I think even if it was blistering hot at this level of competition, they just play, and play to the best the abilities. As far as the weather today is really fantastic to play hockey. It's not hot and it's not cold.
It's supposed to be like that for the entire stretch, I believe, if you believe long-range weather forecasts, but we'll wait and see.
nice one-touch deflection pass down the line.
What's fascinating about this competition is almost like a glimpse into the future, isn't it? This is, you know, we'll be seeing these, well, a lot of these players in Olympic Games and Champions Trophies to come, won't we?
Well,
some, of course, have already been there, but those that haven't.
Well, it's a transition between juniors and seniors, you know, from the juniors into the seniors. You look at many of these players will be playing for their countries in the next 10 or 12 years, you know. So keep your names, keep your notepads ready, and put down the guys who you think are really good players.
Still got any spots available in the Hockey India League?
Well, it's all good up now.
They definitely seem to be much more direct, these teams, than the senior teams. The senior teams, a lot of them are very happy just to pass it round the back, wait. Little less patience, it seems to me, in the opening 10 minutes of this one.
You couldn't be, you know, you're perfectly in your assessment, Charlie, in this. If you look at that, most of these teams at the senior level play this rotation ball at the back of the defense and wait patiently for a long transition into the attack.
Lots of appealing, but nothing given. No power of conviction to go for the referral. Yes, the message, keep that for a really important decision. But the referral can be a really key part of the game, can't it? Because if you lose it early on with a hot-headed referral, it can damage it.
I think it's very important that you're sure, completely sure, when when you use the referral. The important thing is that, as you said, you get only one chance, and you make a hash of it, and that's it. In the whole game, maybe without the possibility of a referral again after that.
Now Australia coming forward through Daniel Beale, that captain. Mentioned a little earlier, Beale, the only player for the Australian side to have played for the seniors. I was reading another article that was saying that all the Argentinian players had at least some experience with the senior team, which seems quite incredible.
Well, it's great, because if you look at it, the important thing is that you keep on exposing these youngsters into the rigors of international hockey at the senior level, which automatically makes them more experienced and makes them more hardened as far as at this level of competition. A nice looping long flick from Palat into the enemy's 25.
Again, another player touching the ball after the whistle had gone. It'd be interesting to see how lenient the umpires remain on that.
I think they've already given a warning to the teams in case at the next one will be a card, and no.
Well, you would have thought so. You would have thought so. That's a lame ball out of defence. It's easily picked off by Cowley. Now Australia in possession high up the park. Can they make something count? Can they get something from this attack? Ball in up off an Argentina stick. Palm heads don't quite prevail. Monha putting it out of play into the circle. It's bouncing around. That's going to be dangerous. Reverse stick shot in the opening goal of the tournament. And it goes to Australia, and it goes to number 7, Justin Douglas, on the reverse stick. It came really out of nothing. Argentina referring there, waving, and I'm not sure they're going to refer. It's a bit late.
When you look at the shot at goal was a blinder, you know, right deep into the corner. The goalkeeper had no chance for that. But as you said, it came out of nothing. You know, there was scrappy play in the last quarter, and the ball inched into the circle, and Douglas just took a shot at goal, and it went right into the corner.
Wow. We did say they'd won it high up the park. Could they make something count from that attack? And they did, but it was scrappy in terms of build-up. the finish was very clinical.
You know, if you look at it, Argentina have to be blamed for that because they had 7 or 8 in defense, and the ball actually bobbed up off Pelat's stick, and then it was thought a goal.
So Argentina find themselves behind. Can they find the response? Ball in. Oh, now here's another chance. Australia must go 2 up. They do. And Frank Main cuts the Argentinian defence wide open.
That was a nice bit of play by the Australians. A great through pass into the circle. Under pressure. Cut the goalkeeper. Look into the side. And just tap the ball home.
Douglas the provider. Main the scorer. But 2 goals in 90 seconds have given Australia a fantastic start in this opening Pool B match.
Well, we talked about the strength of the Australian team in terms of their strength on the ball, and that's exactly what they showed us in the last 90 seconds, you know.
Well, Argentina, in the blink of an eye, now have a mountain to climb. It'd be interesting to see how those 2 goals settle Australia down and what it does to Argentina. Surely not a third. It is a third. Can you believe it? Well, the floodgates are opening here now. Argentina at 6s and 7s, and Australia score 3 in what, 2 minutes?
Well, it was a great 1-2 pass by the Australians, and what really happened was the Australian strikers moved up into the circle and created enough space for the midfielders to come up forward and fire at goal.
Well, it's the skipper, Daniel Beale, who's got the third. And, well, it's chaos in the Argentinian defence right now. They desperately need a goal. Well, we said it was a scrappy, cagey affair. They want the penalty flick. This is Trezza trying to make something happen, and he's got himself the penalty corner. There's Coelho, who's got it. Step forward, Gonzalo Payat. And if ever your team needed a captain to score a goal, it's right now.
Well, it was a great piece of skill by Coelho. Basically, it was he lifted the ball just onto the foot of the Australian defender when he was under pressure, and earned a penalty corner for his captain, who is a lethal flicker.
Well, first things first, he's got to get it on target. And if he gets it on target, well then, Andrew Batterini, the Australian goal, is going to have his wits about him. So, Payat is to the right of the 2 flickers. He's the nearest of the 2, just as the defence get themselves sorted out. The other man there is Ibarra. Ibarra's to the left, Payat to the right, and now they swap. So now Payat to the left. Here he goes. Payat, first flick. I'm not sure the keeper knew much about it, but he's made the save.
Well, the ball came in a bit slow. That's why Payat didn't have enough time to flick that ball as his normal path that he has. But a good save by the keeper. You know, flukes are counted as long as the ball didn't go inside.
Just came off the inside of his glove, didn't it? He was searching for the ball after he'd made the save. And that, you feel, was a real chance for Argentina. If they'd managed to pull one of those 3 back a matter of minutes after conceding the third, then it wouldn't be so bad. You feel they have to score before half-time.
Well, they got to get at least 1 goal at half-time. And if you look at it, it was actually right in the centre.
But he's almost been for pace, the keeper, because it comes off the glove and onto the shoulder. He does enough.
Well, you know, as I said to you, he saved the ball from going into the net.
Now, Argentina around the back of the Australian defence into the circle. Lovely defence from Matthew Dawson, really watched it.
The flick of a penalty corner for the most dangerous for a penalty corner for a goalkeeper is the ball which is played just above the shoulders and above the shoulders, because it's difficult to get the arm up and get the shoulder up either. So I think Pella must have been trying, but it just came onto the glove and bounced off the shoulder of Batterini.
A little reaction from Casey Hammond. This is Ruiz who leaves it. And this is Payat. Argentina, their best passage of play of the match so far, just in terms of sustained pressure in the Australian 25.
And also stringing along a few passes among themselves and giving possession in the last quarter.
Problem which Argentina now have is they have to chase the game. And Australia, I'm sure, will feel pretty confident at 3-0 up that they'll be able to soak up most of that pressure, maybe nick 1 or 2 more goals.
Well, what Australia is doing is when Argentina has sustained pressure up front, Australia pushes 2 strikers up into the last quarter and stretches the defense completely. If there's any chance of a counter-attack, they're going to break them with that long ball into the Argentina in the last quarter of the Argentine half.
Well, watched down by Beale.
There's a lot of stick checking in, and the umpires are kind of lenient with this. You can hear a lot of
wood, a lot of wood chopping going on. Well, the ball's fallen kindly to Argentina. It continues to fall kindly to Argentina until it comes off the foot. It's Coelho again. And the Australian defence almost parted for him. Another nice little spin under pressure. Pass, not a good one. In fact, I think he was trying to pick up his teammate who was waiting to come on. Ball from Bell, too far in front of Douglas. Yeah, calm under pressure, just guides it over to Monya on this right-hand side. Good tracking back by Douglas to turn possession over. This is Beale. Can he get there in front of Payet? Yes, he can. Ball into the circle, and another last-ditch touch from Trezza. Stops Australia getting a clean strike on goal again.
Well, you just saw 2 great tackles there. One was by the Australian striker who dived full length and got that ball, and another great tackle by the Argentine defense.
So just under 12 minutes of the first half remaining. Australia 3, Argentina 0. All 3 of those goals coming in a mad 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes that Carlos Janeiro and his team would like to forget. It sort of reverted back to the game we had before, hasn't it? Before those 3 goals, a sort of bitty,
scrappy game.
Scrappy affair, yeah. You mentioned the umpires being a bit lenient. Frantic game to umpire up, one would imagine. So much going on as Douglas almost gets around the back.
Australia is doing well to keep the Argentine when they come into attack, keeping them in pockets. no, and not align them with space in the center spine.
Well, he's been dispossessed there by Frank Main. Main into the circle. Shot comes in! And it's just been turned around the post. And Main thought that had gone in. A keeper gets enough of a glove on it to keep it out. It wasn't the most assured piece of goalkeeping.
Well, it was a great strike by Frank Main, you know. Great strike into the circle. Goalkeeper actually had, I think it was a lucky save, if you ask me. Just got his glove to it and rebounded off the
Well,
side netting.
he gave an awful lot of space to Main at his near post. Hence why I think Main took the shot on rather than the pass, because the gap was so big at the near post.
Well, he was out of his angle, Charlie was completely out of his angle, and
Well, Australia have possession. It's taken 5. Really sharp work over on that right-hand side for Australia. Here comes Main again. He fancies his chances. This time the keeper's got his angles a whole lot better, and he makes a decent save, but the penalty corner has been given.
but the ball came off the keeper's pads and it rose up into the circle, and that's a clean penalty corner for Australia.
Yeah, it's Cowley, the player coming in, who has to lift his stick. So, Joyce and Hayward are the usual main protagonists at the short corner.
One of the hallmarks of Australian team is also when there's a shot at goal, you'll always have 1 or 2 people waiting for the rebounds. So that's how they earned that penalty corner. There was one, you know, just waiting for the rebound, and the goalkeeper patted the ball high into the circle, and there we are. Australia's first penalty corner.
So the injection from Posselt. Hayward is the nearest to us. He's the nearest of the 2 strikers. Joyce is leaning forward on his stick, on his tiptoes now. Just shifts to his right. So Joyce is to the right of those 2 at the top of the circle. It's gone to Hayward. Hayward's flick is low. And it was a good save by the keeper, but I think it was Coelho just couldn't get his stick out from underneath him. It hit his foot. Frustrating. I thought it was Monya. So, Hayward and Joyce once again. Same position. Hayward the nearest of the 2, Joyce the further of the 2. This time it's still Hayward. Hayward into the body of the keeper. Goes back to the injector. Posselt, who fires it into the roof of the net, and we're going to go upstairs for a referral.
Well, it was a great piece of opportunism by Frank Main again. The injector who pushed the ball on top of the circle.
Yeah, it was high.
And then Kane Posselt hit the ball into. I stand to be corrected. It was Kane Posselt who lifted the ball over the keeper into the circle, into the goal.
Let's see what the question is if we can.
Yeah, there's a team referral from the team of Argentina. They're asking if the ball touched the body. Could you check it, please?
They're asking if the ball hit the body. Now, I think this is more out of desperation. They just don't want. They don't want to go 4-0 down here, do they?
Okay.
Save. No, onto the stick and into the roof of the net. Lovely piece of control, this from Posselt. Watch how he grabs this from behind him. Waits for it to come down and pops it into the roof of the net.
Soft hands in the circle. Gets the ball into position and just taps the ball deep into the top corner of the goal.
Well, I would imagine this is going to stand. And there's an inquest going on at the top of the circle. Or does that come off the leg there, maybe? It's hard to tell.
There was no deviation of the path of the ball.
I have a decision for you. It's a defensive free hit. The ball did strike the Australian foot.
Well,
Argentina keep their referral. Thank you.
It did hit the foot. It hit the leg.
Then you keep your referral to free hit.
So it's not 4-0. Wow. A slight touch on the outside leg, or the right leg.
Just grazed the foot of the, just grazed his foot, Postel's foot, and that was Argentina keeps the referral.
Well, Argentina survived just, but they're still facing a 3-0 deficit. Smart finish from Postel. The touch didn't. Oh, strong defending from Payat. Just barges Justin Douglas over the top of the circle. Big upper body strength once again. Chichillo with good skills, but there's no width on the left for Argentina.
You look at a lot of play where wherever the ball is, there's a lot of ball side play, but there's no help side play in terms of the stretching the defense. If you look at the whole ground has been only in one part of the ground at the moment.
It's a 3-on-2 situation here for Australia. Argentina trying to get back. They've got a further couple back. Oh wow! Probably feel a little hard done by. Clean through. Frank May had 2 for company. Payat using all his experience to get the stick in front of the body.
Well, that was a penalty corner all the way.
Well, they've got their deserves now, Australia, because that original tackle from Gonzalo Payat was more about the man than the ball, wasn't it? And I think the umpire was on the wrong side. He couldn't really see what was going on.
Well, I still feel the umpires are very lenient about the stick checks and the body play.
So, will Australia get their 4th before half-time? Got a real opportunity here. Lots of discussion. So Hayward's taken the last couple. We've yet to see Cameron Joyce released.
Well, both the penalty corners that Argentina ran out were the 3-1 formation. So there's a possibility of doing the slip ball or an indirect version on top of the circle.
Well, they've changed the injector. The injector's now Beale, skipper. Still Hayward. Good save, and away this time by the keeper, Thomas Matas Santiago. Yeah, you're right, Sergio. You'd feel the slip back to the injector that would give the injector so much time. Now a chance here for Sacchetti. Sacchetti into the circle. What can he do here? Back it comes! What a finish that is! That is an absolutely blinding finish. And Argentina get themselves on the score sheet. And it's Coelho who scores it. What a finish that is.
Well, if you look at it, it was a great aerial ball on a defense. And went onto the baseline and lifted the ball slightly, and a great finish by Coelho.
Under all sorts of pressure, kept his car to put it into the roof of the net. It was Brandawa who was with him. So Australia 3, Argentina 1, and just under 4 minutes to play in the first half, but Australia looking to respond immediately. Chance here. Oh, and Argentina throw it clear, and there's a chance if it goes to the striker who's all alone, but Martinez couldn't get near the ball, but that was a real chance.
A real chance, because there was a one-on-one situation back deep into this in the Australian last quarter.
Well, the slip from Payat could open up the door for Wotherspoon, but the pass is not a good one. Well, it's like a half of two halves, isn't it? The first half was a little cagey, and then from the 21st or 14th minute onwards. Here's a chance. Oh dear. And having beaten the keeper, it was a bit of a wild swipe. Lovely pass in, round the keeper. And that was just a little wild, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was not only wild, this is the right defender who's gone up onto the left striker position and took a shot at goal. You know, it's Fernandez Onega. And beat the keeper, but got into a very deep angle. So he just took his chance, took a wild swipe, basically.
Keeper's appealing. He's already got the free hit and he's still appealing. Another big aerial ball. Oh, well, I think they found something here, Argentina. Large area was thrown by Cicello. Into the final minute then of this first half. Australia 3, Argentina 1. It's been a fascinating opening 35 minutes. Argentina could well have been 4-0 down. They survived just the width of a sock. A clear push. And they haven't given the penalty corner yet. Maybe the advantage, here we go. If they can get the shot away, it's Hammond. Well, Hammond's gone all the way around the back. It's come back into the circle over. Oh, what a stop that is from Payat.
Lovely play by Australia, and a nice half chance by Australia, and a great save by Payat on the goal line.
Well, he may not have scored a penalty corner for his team, but he saved a certain goal there, the skipper. We don't want this half to end now, do we? And end it does, with tempers getting a little frayed, it might be said. But the first 35 minutes of this Pool B match between Australia and Argentina has produced 4 goals in a fascinating... Hold on, we've got a referral, and we might not be over just yet. I think they're wanting a penalty corner, so... What's the question?
It is possible to refer. It is possible.
So, Payat is saying that Gareth Greenfield signalled a penalty corner. They're looking over at the bench as to whether to take it.
No. Thank you.
Australia now saying that the decision was after.
Yeah, again, Gareth. Argentina are asking for that the infringement was inside the circle. Yeah, well, you can call. So there should be a penalty corner. Can you have a look?
Okay, I'm checking if the infringement was inside the circle.
So there we go. Bruce Bell checking if the infringement is inside the circle. Let's see. Well, the answer to that is the first contact was outside. There's the first touch. But I mean, the tackle's so bad that actually you could give a penalty corner just for the tackle. It doesn't matter if it's inside or outside the circle. But the question was, the infringement took in place inside the circle, so you'd have to say no.
Well, the thing is that if it was inside the circle and was a harsh tackle, that would be a penalty stroke, not even a penalty corner. It was such a harsh tackle, and outside the circle, it's a clean penalty corner as far as I'm concerned.
But the question was, the infringement took place inside the circle, which it didn't.
Well, then he's lost the referral if that's.
So it's all in the question, isn't it? Well, we'll see. We haven't been too good so far on our video referrals, have we? So we might still be open. But we wait, and we wait. Australia are on their bench. Bruce Bell is having another look. The Argentina fans on the far side.
Gareth, can you hear me?
He got hit
That's
first.
their chance. Let's listen in.
There is no clear reason to change your decision. It's a free hit to the Argentinians. Argentina lose their referral.
So they've
Free
lost
hit
their
outside,
referral.
Argentina lose the referral.
No reason to
Correct.
change the
And time
original
is now
decision.
Okay. Outside.
So it's outside,
Straight outside.
and so it's a free hit. So it is half time, and Australia go into the break leading by 3-1. 3 goals in what, 2.5 minutes, around the 14th to 17th minute, and then they could have had a fourth, but for the width of a sock from Kane Postlett at a penalty corner. Argentina did get one back through Coelho, and they thought they had a penalty corner right at the death, but the video umpire, Bruce Bale, said that the infringement took place outside the circle, which is correct, and Argentina end the half losing their referral. So it's all happened in the last, 21 minutes of this first half, but Australia in the box seat in this Pool B clash. They lead Argentina by 3-1 at half-time. There you go. So we're good again on our video referrals. Both we've got wrong. Doesn't matter. Frantic stuff, isn't it?
Well, it is scrappy at parts, and then you had some good hockey.
Yeah.
And I think it's just nerves in the first half. I think they have a great game.
It's very. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Well, they need to. Well, we said they needed to score before half time. They're done. They need to get the first goal in the second half. But as long as they get the first goal with 3 minutes left, they could still theoretically win it. That was crazy.
But that was one phase when the defender, everybody.
Yeah, it's been AWOL.
Which is their strength, actually. Defense is their strength.
Not often when you see Argentina going, soft at the back.
They weren't low enough.
But it's interesting. Australia are actually outmuscling them for everything. They're coming in hard and going hard to them.
What's happened to the
They're really looking like men against brothers.
I'm not sure what's happening here. Guys, can we have a look? Can we have a look at the screen, please? Oh, that's right, I can ask. Guys, can anyone hear me? Yeah, our screen up here has gone, well, we can't really see it, to be honest. Thank you. The umpiring is very lenient, isn't it?
really lenient. The amount of stick checks, the amount of body
Well,
play.
that was a penalty corner all day long for that tackle there. I mean, it was a shocking tackle.
Even Fellat's body play when he
Yeah,
did
that
the
was a
stick
penalty
was
corner.
there too. One of the things that I was told about Fellat was
Not
not a very strong defender, and at top level.
to be found wanting.
But I said I didn't flicker, so I said, just get this guy in because I haven't seen him play. It's the first time I've seen him.
Yeah.
I just read about him on the net.
No. I've got a very, someone's, I can hear a radio coming upstairs. Here he comes. You've got the same problem as Welcome back, everybody, to Delhi. It's half-time in this Pool B match between Australia and Argentina. And as you can see, Australia lead by 3 goals to 1. 3 goals in 3 minutes, 14, 16 and 17. Douglas, Spain and Beal. Argentina responding through Coelho. And they've lost their referral, though, as well, right at the death. They thought they should have had a penalty corner. The tackle could have given away a penalty corner, but the question was, did the offence take side outside the circle, which it did, and so they didn't get the call. But there we have it. It's been a scrappy affair in the first 35 minutes. There have been some periods of very good hockey, and then just got a little tense towards the end. The nerves getting a little frayed, but no cards yet produced by the umpires. And Cedric, what do you make of the first 35?
Well, I think the Australia took their chances when they got in that blinding 2.5 minutes. You know, it was scrappy, and then they got a goal inside, and then they made some nice movements in the next minute or two, and then got in 2 quick goals. As far as Argentina is concerned, they begin to play a little bit more towards the middle of the second half. In the first half, and they had a couple of chances, you know, in terms of only on the break, but nothing concerted, you know, into an attack. But they've got the chances because Australia plays a zonal system, and they push up so many into attack that if they play the aerial ball or the long ball into the Argentine defense, they've got chances of opening up the Australian defense.
Well, let's have a look at some of the highlights from that opening 35 minutes. And well, as we said, for the first sort of 12-13 minutes was scrappy, but then this happened out of nowhere. Reverse stick shot by Justin Douglas, and Australia had the lead. You can see bobbling up, Douglas just getting in front of his marker, and a great reverse stick shot. Well, barely a minute later, this happened. The ball in, and look at that cut, wide open for Frank Main to double the Australian lead. Lovely ball in by Cowley, and the keeper, well, he had no chance at all. Left high and dry by Main's skill, and then this happened. As I say, quite an incredible 2.5 minutes. The defence parting like the Red Sea, allowing Daniel Beal through, and again a lovely reverse stick finish into the net. This is Argentina's goal, the long ball down the line, good running, good work by Sacchetti. A little look up, fed it into Coelho, who dispatched it into the roof of the net past Andrew Bertarini. And what we said during the half, when Australia were leading 3-0, Argentina needed to score before half-time. They have. We're now going to say that they've got to get the first goal of the second half. Here are the stats. 3-1. Many, many more shots. 5 times as many shots for Australia than Argentina, and consequently more circle penetrations and possession. Surprisingly, perhaps, the bottom stat, no cards at all, with all the stick checks that have been going on. But we'll see. But don't forget, you can keep in contact with us via Facebook or Twitter. There are addresses at the bottom of the page, facebook.com/FIH Hockey, and our Twitter handle @FIH_hockey. So please keep in contact with us through those 2 mediums, and we look forward to hearing what you think of this match and who you think might even win. But Australia, as we said, in the box seat, and Cedric, Argentina have to score first in the second period, you feel?
If they got to get back into the game, they got to score quickly, and I think their main chances of scoring are the aerial balls out of defense, because Australia, as I said before, play this zonal system, and they push up quite a lot of even the defenders into attack, and either get a penalty corner for Pella to come up front, or to play on the break.
So we're almost ready for the second half to get underway. Argentina will start us off, attacking the goal to our left. And with the coach's words still ringing in their ears, can they implement the plan? And Cedric, what do you think, Carlos? Enero said to his side during the break.
Well, I think the first thing we probably tell them to do is to keep the ball and take possession of the ball much more. You know, they are capable of playing these short passes and moving up front when in the build-up of the attack. He also told them to get low in defense because they conceded these 3 goals, but the defenders just not getting low enough. And they're also going to play the aerial ball on defense because there's a lot of scope to get into a one-to-one situation.
France and Spain, the other 2 teams in this group. France, the only team of the 16 here that didn't appear last year, taking the place of Japan. Other than that, every other team played at the last edition, so big step up for France. They the new Belgium, perhaps?
Well, there's a lot of youth, great youth program going on in France like they had in Belgium, and to get into the Junior World Cup is also, a great achievement.
Australia trying to spread the play left, then right. First part was successful, the second part not. Australia with the full court press, trying to force the turnover. Argentina get it out just. Wasn't the most comfortable exit out, but they've got plenty of space down this left-hand side. If he can look up and find that pass. How many touches does Ibarra want? But he's found a good pass into the circle. And Potenzoni couldn't get it strong. The ball possibly should have come a little early down this left-hand side.
Well, Argentina plays very well in these small triangles. They're keeping the ball tight and in short passes.
Well, that's a basic error. That really is a basic error, and that would, as a coach, that would make you pretty mad, wouldn't it?
Well, apart from mad, you lose.
Ball in, and the despairing dive. Can't make contact. It was Gilmore with it. Lovely ball across from Douglas. It's too far in front of his strike partner. Sorry, Cedric, you were saying.
Coming back to that point about losing possession in a key part of the game of the ground when you have the entire team pushed up, and then you lose possession with a silly mistake like that, and you got to be running back using a Ferrari to get back in defense.
The keeper has to be quick, clearly right-footed, and Douglas with a fairly heavy fall over Santiago. Santiago Douglas well to come out. Ooh, swing and a miss from Casey Hammond. Lots of shouting, lots of screaming. The Argentina attacker Coelho is way up the park, unmarked, and Australia just getting a little concerned by the height of the Argentina attackers. Now Argentina press Australia high up the park, trying to force the turnover. This is Hayward down this right-hand side. Picks a nice pass out to Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon up to the edge of the circle. Gilmore into the circle. Gilmore still going. Santiago has to make the save with the stick, which he just about does. And then Argentina win the hit. As well. And the keeper. Oh, wonderful play. Beautiful play from Jeremy Hayward. His intention all along to get there as the ball landed, and he makes a perfect trap ball across, put behind by the keeper.
I think what Paul Godin has told his team at halftime is to keep, keep 3 defense instead of just a 2-man defense or a 1-man defense when attacking. The important thing is that you don't give so much space to the Argentine team.
And the first penalty corner of this second half goes the way of the green and gold, and Australia will look to regain that 3-goal cushion. Forward comes Hayward. Let's have another look as it comes in. Off the foot. Clearly see Ticello lifting his foot. So Beale will go to inject. Big discussion comes again. Argentina, as Cedric pointed out, have been running a 3-and-1 defence, and they continue to run the 3-and-1 defence. 3 defenders to the keeper's left, just 1 on the right post. So Joyce and Hayward. Joyce nearest to the camera leaning. It's Hayward. Scores! And it is 4-1. They can't refer. And so Argentina lose the goal. They're protesting. But the decision stands. And let's have another look at it.
Well, a great flick to the far corner of the goalkeeper, who had no chance. He was actually on the movement. He was not stationary at all.
So Hayward scores in the 42nd minute to make Australia 4, Argentina 1, and Argentina back at the bottom of the mountain. Four goals, 4 different players. Doyne will be happy about that, and also the field goals. The keeper goes with the stick and puts it out of play on this near side. Quickly taken by Cowley. And gives away the free hit. Well, the Argentina defence were claiming that it had come off the arm of the defender at that penalty corner, but couldn't see any discernible deflection in the route of the ball.
There was, I think we made 2 mistakes already, the referrals. And if you look
so
at...
it probably did come off his arm then. Good defensive work from Hayward, in action at both ends of the pitch. Good work down that bottom right-hand corner for Australia. Just look at how many players on this half of the pitch. There isn't one player on the far side of the pitch. All 22 players, you drew a line from penalty spot to penalty spot, are on the near side.
Well, we're talking about the ball side, and if you look at it, it's just all play on the ball side and nothing on the help side, nothing. So you're not stretching the game at all. You're just playing in one half of the pitch.
This is Douglas making tracks down that left wing and into the Argentina 25. Has a little look up. There's no one there. Coming now is Hammond. Hammond now arrives, and then behind him is Wotherspoon. Wins the free hit, takes it quickly. Fired in. Keeper lets it go, and it goes harmlessly into the goal. 16.
Well, a great run by the Australian striker, coming into the circle, trying to find a foot, but just gets his Argentine foot outside the circle. Wins a free hit for his team.
Payat to this near side. Sorry, Cedric, go on.
It's good to see the Australians going man-to-man now. In the first half, they were playing a zonal kind of form. Now they're playing a man-to-man in the defense, which is good.
We have our first card. And it goes to number 12, Casey Hammond. Ball shell forward by Cowley. Argentina trying to penetrate the circle down their right, so unable to get into the danger zone. And Australia more than happy for Argentina to have it in the middle of the park.
Well, they got to get into the last quarter to make it more dangerous, you know, and just playing the ball all the time, but no actual penetrative long passes, which is really hurting Argentina. Because Australia have got many more numbers at the back in defence at the moment.
Ball in, keeper makes the save, it's off the umpire, and that plays into Argentina's hands. Now can they get it strong? Oh, wow, somehow he's got the shot away there, Coelho. Seemed incredibly tight into his body, but he's done very well.
Well, he just kept possession, but kept, you know, being strong on the ball. First of all, he missed that deflection of the goalkeeper, and then he just keeps moving his body, just fainting, lifts the ball slightly, and takes a wild hit. I mean, a reverse hit. It just goes over the goal.
Is this where the umpire's going? Please don't score. Please don't score. Again, a nice pick-up from Coelho. Argentina still threatening and getting back, and off the stick of Tyler Cowley. Argentina claiming it was the foot. So, corner. All the way it comes to the back line. This is Payat, fires it in, and over the goal line for 16. Oh, good work to keep the ball alive by Cameron Joyce. And here is the skipper, Bill. Was he tripped? Here's a chance, and here's another goal. And that was really well worked. And take your hat off to Cameron Joyce down here, who dived full length to keep that ball alive. Found his skipper, and a beautiful goal. Makes it Australia 5, Argentina 1. Here you go. That is a fantastic dive. Absolutely brilliant.
And the skipper comes and brings the ball brings it diagonally inside, and comes into the circle, gives a lovely pass across the circle, and an easy ball for easy pickings for
Casey Hammond, who's just come off the bench after warming it with his green card.
Well, that's what Australia is, you know, when they can play. That's great movement from the defense all the way up. Great build-up.
That was a really well-worked team goal, because Joyce never gave up and Beale never gave up. Even when he went to ground, he could have just played for the penalty corner, but he was aware, wasn't he? It was the awareness of Hammond that kept him going.
Well, he had vision, you know, and he saw the player available in the other side, and then he just played the ball across. You know, this is great stuff. This is what Australia is all about when they play their fluid hockey.
Well, champions of Oceania giving the champions of the Americas a lesson right now. And that's a very loose pass from the skipper Payat, and he's played his side into all sorts of problems. Beal, lovely pass, lovely touch back. Desperate defending. And in the end, Australia just find the sideboard. Oh, what a finish that would have been. Stick the whole time was the call, but eagle-eyed by the umpire down to our right-hand side. The ball up. Can Argentina get the shot away? Yes, they can, but some really good defending again from Cameron Joyce. Cameron Joyce having a great 5 minutes.
Well, he's a good defender, and you know it's he's actually their #1 flicker, and he's not flicking today, as you know, which is just tells you that the coach has a little more confidence in the other flicker, basically, on Jeremy Hayward.
So Joyce makes the first interception and then gets back up on his feet to make the second as well.
Fantastic.
Well, he's clearly not flicking because he's injured, because he wouldn't be diving full length trying to keep the ball in play, would he? If you had a dodgy shoulder or something like that. So as you say, Godoy more than happy to put the onus on Hayward, but I guess another part of that is a lot of teams have video technicians here videoing the game, and they don't want to give away all their trade secrets at penalty corners in the opening game, especially now you're 5-1 up. I'd imagine Cameron Joyce won't take any penalty corners, maybe one just to give him a loosener, but run things you'd never normally run.
You know, another thing I just saw in the last play of Argentina is that they're trying to hit the long ball to the center from a free hit. Australia blocks up the center channel, and you get an easy turnover for Australia. So Argentina has to play the ball wide, suck the Australians out, and then try and switch the game from left to right or from right to left.
The problem with that is I think they're a little shell-shocked at the moment, being 5-1 down, and the clarity of thought under the pressure of the moment seems to have gone a little bit.
Well, it's difficult, you know, when you're playing with 5-1 down, to keep a calm and collected mind.
It's just too easy. All in. Stopped by Payat. Matthew Dawson more than happy to take the ball forward. Just trying to work out what the umpires are trying to get from the two sides here. And Australia now pushing really high. It's going to be a card for Gilmore. Second green for Australia.
But that card should not have, you know, it should not have been a card at all for, well, it was a card for Australia, but basically he needs a kick in his pants for kicking that ball.
Yeah, that's the discipline. And 5-1 up isn't going to really cost you, but if you're in a really tight game at 1-1 or down by a single goal, you need 11 players on the park, don't you?
Very true, Charlie. But as we said, discipline is a key factor in especially at this level of hockey. Many of them are going to be in the national team in the next few years. If they get into wrong habits right now,
space over on this left-hand side, but again they try and go straight down the middle, as Cedric pointed out. It's Ruiz on this near side, who had a huge channel in which to work in. That ball goes out for a sideline ball.
what Australia is doing is basically keeping both the strikers up front and inwards and expecting the midfielders to pick the long ball down the channel.
So Argentina have but 14 and a half minutes still to play. Takes a deflection for a long corner. Can they find themselves a consolation here? 3-1 down at half time. They've conceded 2 in this second half. 2 goals at Jeremy Hayward penalty corner. And a fine finish from Casey Hammond. Probably the best goal of the game, the 5th one. But look at the circle penetrations, 22-14. The possession percentage in favour of the Boroughs, as are the shots. And a real surprise that the scoreline reads Australia 5, Argentina 1. Well, that's a waste.
Well, they're just keeping on persisting, playing that long ball into the circle to the centre channel, and Australia is blocking up those channels.
Australia full of running at the moment. Argentina just a little heavy-footed. Free hit for Australia, which Justin Douglas will take. Douglas onto the reverse stick, into the circle. Well, it's a bouncer and it's fooled everybody. And it's a penalty corner. Those are so frustrating as a defender or a goalkeeper. You're expecting the bullet coming in, and suddenly this little tiddler comes bouncing in at about 2 miles an hour, and you can't slow your brain down.
Well, you know, it's the most difficult ball to trap in this, you know. If you look at it, it's just coming in at trickling pace.
Oh, I feel sorry for Moinhat at the back. He was the last of about 8 players. It fooled everybody. So Hayward already has 1 from a penalty corner. And Kershaw is now with Hayward at the top of the circle. So here we go then. It's Hayward once more, good save, Hayward again, and it's wide. Into the circle, still not done here. Or Australia bouncing around, long corner. Australia pressing for a 6th, 10.5 to go. Be a brave person to bet against them adding to their 5. Pretty dominant right now. Hayward dances past the Chetty into the circle, and they couldn't quite pick out Will Gilmore.
Well, Australia is getting between the lines of the Argentinians, and that's why they're getting so much of space. And if you look at it, when they play the ball down the flank, they bring the ball up towards the center of the circle and then play the ball wide again. So the Argentine defense is really being stretched.
Hayward throws the aerial, despite the calls of hold it, hold it, hold it from the bench. It's turned over high up the park by Douglas. Douglas onto Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon on the reverse stick, but it's over. And it was what, 3-on-1?
Well, it was a good turn of pace by Wotherspoon, but I think the keeper, I could give credit to the Argentine keeper, because he came out well and just closed out the angle and hurried both of them into a shot.
Trying to get in round the back is Sacchetti, but wins the long corner. Marcel with the defensive tackle. Ball balloons up. That will be another long corner. Oh, that's lovely skill. Now, can they convert this? Looking for the penalty corner. Oh, he's put it over. He's put it over. Lovely piece of skill along the bottom line here. Trying to find the foot. Monya with the first piece of skill, and Fernandez Onega with the shot over the top.
Well, they've got a little nice dink over the stick when they carry the ball, the Argentines, and it's coming in a good ploy for them, because they've been able to get into the circle a couple of times, especially along the flank, the baseline.
Cello feeds Coelho, the scorer of the only goal so far for Argentina, and he's won a penalty corner. And the skipper, Gonzalo Payet, will step forward.
Is not beyond?
It's the second penalty corner for Argentina.
Yeah, the first one came off a combination of Batterini's glove and body protector. Left glove, body protector. Just the one castle, with Payet standing at the top of it. There's the second one now. But Ibarra there. The umpire just making sure the defence is in the right place. It's gone for Payet. Straight at the keeper, he'll get another chance, and this time he scores. And it's Australia 5, Argentina 2. The skipper, Gonzalo Payet, gets his first of the tournament, the second bite of the cherry from the penalty corner.
But if you look at it, you know, the flick was just onto the goalkeeper's pad right in the center, and the ball came back to Payet, lucky to come back to Payet, and just flicked the ball past the keeper into the goal. At that pace and from that distance, Payet won't miss.
So 6 minutes to go. Argentina, in theory, could draw this one.
For me, it's a tall order.
Yeah, you can't. Well, then again, you wouldn't have put Australia scoring 3 goals in 2.5 minutes midway through the first half, as they threatened to score a 6th. But the whistle comes to the rescue of Argentina. Ibarra wins the free hit, takes it quickly. Argentina down this right-hand side, where they've had a lot of success. It's just behind Ibarra, and Australia can clear. taken. They're quite feisty, the Argentina players. There's a lot of follow through, isn't there, with the arms when they get the whistle or the decision. They've got another penalty corner. I think Australia probably go upstairs here, won't they? They do. Now let's see what the question is.
Bruce, can you hear me?
Yes, Mike, I can hear you.
The Australian team asking for their team referral that the ball was high. And first was the chin and then the knee. Could you check that, please?
Okay, I'm looking for a dangerously high ball that struck.
So a
the
dangerous
chin,
ball
then
is the
knee.
question.
Correct, thank you.
Let's have a look as the ball comes in. Well, it's Noblet who is on the receiving end. It's on the ground there, comes up off the stick. Up off the stick of Martinez. This is the best angle. Go on, Cedric, let's get our third one wrong.
Well, I think the ball bobbed up over the knee, so I think it's probably going to be for Australia.
So Argentina better prepare themselves for penalty corner. We wait. Bruce Bell's decision.
Well, I think Australia's going to keep its referral.
I know, but we've been so wrong so far. That's why I think Argentina should prepare. We wait the decision.
Mike, can you hear me?
Here we go.
Yeah, Bruce, go ahead.
Have a decision for you. The ball was dangerously high. It's a defensive free
we're
hit
right.
to Australia.
Defensive.
Australia keeps their referral.
Okay.
Dangerous high ball.
So
Australia
Argentina,
keep
dangerous high,
their referral.
And that was it.
And
Australia keeps the
the
referral.
right decision
To keep
there.
the referral,
Australia keep their referral.
Australia keep their referral.
Thank you, Bruce.
Twisting and turning down that bottom corner is Wotherspoon trying to make something happen. And he does really well. And then a fluffed attempted cross by Bill, the skipper. Payat feeds it into Paz. Paz's touch is not a good one, and here come Australia once again. This is Vandawa. Main brings the free hit outside the circle. Payat's got to be careful there. Can't help himself, just leave the ball alone. Oh, dear. And Argentina at it again. Not sure Randawa necessarily did anything wrong. I think the reaction from Argentina is a little bit over the top, and Payat gets the green card, and you can't say he hasn't had that coming.
Well, he's been lucky so far in the first 67, 68 minutes, but that was definitely a card. In fact, it should have been a yellow, not a green. He really hacked him.
Well, Payat is off for a couple of minutes, so return to the fray with 45 seconds remaining. But I think that's the frustration, isn't it, coming out of him, that his team haven't really performed in this first game in Pool B, and they now need to win their 2 remaining games.
I think you're perfectly correct in that, Charlie. I think, you know, the important thing to understand is that Argentina came with a kind of a reputation, and they've not been able to fulfill that. So the frustration has definitely come in. Especially for a player like Pellat, who is supposed to be their match winner.
The whistle had gone here. You can see Pat. I mean that's agricultural at best. And just like the end of the first half, it's getting a little niggly, and we've got another card. This one, a yellow one to Cello, and Argentina have just got to keep a lid on this.
Yeah, they're playing 9 versus 11 now.
And trailing by 3. Cello picks up the first yellow of the tournament on the main park. And into the final 90 seconds, Cedric, let's have a look at this yellow card incident. Well, he's obviously been a little niggly, but maybe that's a culmination of all the little stick checks that have been going on. That didn't seem the worst of what we've seen today.
Well, I think it was what happened was that there was a double stick check in the same movement. So that's probably the reason why he got a yellow card.
Cedric, what do you make of this game? What do you make of the performance from Australia and that of Argentina?
Well, I think the Australians played to a plan in terms of keeping the ball, moving the ball around. They tend to push up a lot. They're strong on the ball. They capitalize on their chances right through the entire 70 minutes, especially in that 2.5-minute blitz when they really took the wind out of the sails of the Australian team, of the Argentine team. As far as Argentina is concerned, they blew it in that 2.5-3 minutes when they let their defensive guard down, which is their strength actually, and they didn't do that because they did that because they didn't keep low enough in the last quarter, and their man-to-man marking, which is their hallmark, didn't happen at all in that period of time. As far as Australia is concerned, they converted penalty corners also.
And there is the final hooter, and Australia win their opening match at this Hero Hockey Junior World Cup in Delhi by 5 goals to 2. 3-1 up at half-time. Goals courtesy of Justin Douglas, Frank Main and Daniel Beale. The only goal in the first half for Argentina from number 7, Coelho. That was 3-1 at half-time. Then in the second half, Australia got the first goal courtesy of a Jeremy Hayward penalty corner. They then got a 5th through the play of Casey Hammond before Argentina got their consolation 8 minutes from time through their skipper Gonzalo Payet. But it's finished here in Delhi. Australia 5, Argentina 2.